माझें नांव सौरभ काणेकर आनी हांव सद्या लीड सॉफ्टवेअर इंजिनियर म्हणून पर्सिस्टंट सिस्टम कंपनीन कामाक आसता. करंटली म्हाका 5 वर्सां जालीं हांव IT इंडस्ट्रीन आसा आनी 4 वर्सां सुमार हांव AI आनी मशीन लर्निंग टॅक्नॉलॉजीचेर काम करता. आमकां सगळ्यांक खबर आसा आज AI एंड मशीन लर्निंग टॅक्नॉलॉजी ऑलमोस्ट आमचे एवरी एस्पेक्ट ऑफ लायफ इट्स टचिंग अस. सो AI जी टॅक्नॉलॉजी आसा ती आमकां रिकमेंडींग विडियोज ऑर न्यूज आर्टिकल्स अशा सगळ्या हितून आमकां हेल्प करता. आनी इन फ्युचरान म्हाका अशें दिसता की इट वूड टच इवन मोर डोमेन्स सच एज हेल्थ कॅर आनी बाय डुईंग दॅट इट वूड हेल्प ह्युमन इन मोर प्रोफाउंड वे by telling us timely to take necessary actions if in case our health is getting deteriorated or something like that. So AI and machine learning would also touch base upon the different creative fields, such as it could be like generating images, text or videos just by providing simple description of what you want, and it can do really novel images generation. It could really blow you off as well if you're thinking in perspective of human. So there are lots to it, and I see the future such that every possible domain that you could you can think of can be accommodated or like built by the AI systems. आमी सगळ्या गोंयकारांक कोंकणी ही आमची आयडेंटिटी आनी इट्स आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू मेंटेन, टू प्रोपगेट and to preserve it. So back in early like 2020, while I was working for a DRDO sponsored project, I happened to build this AI system for our Devanagari Konkani, which basically does, given a certain input, it tries to predict the next word and also suggest the most similar word like and synonyms. So if you think here something like you might have used in Google or WhatsApp, like as you type, you get next word suggestions. So similarly, I had done that back in 2020, and I had done this during whenever I found like weekends or I found any free time. I devoted to developing such a technology so that our Konkani language gets presence in the digital community and also the computational linguistic community, so that a lot of work gets done on that. So the main motivation was here. I noticed that there are many languages across the globe which have very few population than our Goan population, and still they have like advanced AI enabled applications. So I said like why not we can't do anything about it. So that's when I thought like I should sit and spend some time, devote some time, and then build a system on this. By developing this system, it obviously would give us lot of presence, and people and the student would be motivated to carry out and conduct such a research, and that would greatly benefit our Konkani community. So the biggest problem and the challenge while developing this thing was data set. Indian around 23 official languages asa. त्या भितर Konkani is termed something as a low resource language, which means that you cannot apply statistical models on top of that. म्हणजे कितें की जो डेटा जो आसा इट्स मोस्टली इनटू द फिजिकल ऑर अ हार्ड कॉपी. आमची भांगरभूंय आसा. खुबशे ऑथर्स पब्लिश करता आपली बुक्स, बट इट्स ऑन फिजिकल कॉपी. In order to train the model, you need to have soft copy or a digitized copy of that, which is not easily available. So म्हाका याद आसा when I was trying to develop this application, हांव खुबशा फावटी गोवा युनिवर्सिटीन वतालो कोंकणी डिपार्टमेंटान. देन professorsank मेळटालो फ्रॉम चौगुले and different other colleges, hoping that I'll get data. I even contacted Konkani different authors, and I went to Central Library. But again, the problem come back that there is not enough of digitized data which can be used. And as a result, it was challenging. All of these people wanted to help me, but they couldn't because they didn't have a digital copy. As a result, I had to train my model only based on whatever data that was available. I basically used Wikipedia for that matter. We have few of the articles on Wikipedia, but again, it's not a quality standard. It's not proofread properly. आणि त्याच्या खातीर the data you use to train a model, your ML model also has that kind of accuracy. And nowadays, in order to train a bigger model, like a more capable models, you need to have huge amount of data. But unfortunately, the amount of data we have, the model is not even ready to train. Like it doesn't even train. It gives bad outputs. So that's why I'm again stressing why there's importance of so much of data. I think lot of things can be done over here, and it's responsibility of आमचे there is art and culture department, there is Bhasha Mandal, Konkani Bhasha Mandal, there is Goa University's Konkani department, आणि खूपशे authors बीन आसा. They should collaboratively come together and work towards preserving our Konkani language to build high quality data set. They could take help of and expertise of people into the computational domain just to understand how to build such quality data set. So I see that people would come up and would develop quality data set for different kind of tasks. That way it would greatly help in developing the entire ecosystem in AI. Maybe it could be text to speech, speech to text, machine translation, and whole host of such different domains. Few months back, actually, Googlean एक Google Translate म्हणून application त्यांचे launch केले on our Konkani data. So, given a sentence in English, say suppose, it translates to Konkani, which is a really great thing for us. But if you see the way they have trained this system is using something called as zero-shot learning, or like multilingual knowledge distillation based approach. हेजे म्हणणें कितें की ही जी मेथड्स आसा आर यूज्ड ओनली इन केस वेर देर इज नॉट इनफ ऑफ डेटा. एंड वेन देर इज नॉट इनफ ऑफ डेटा देर इज ऑब्वियसली अ ट्रेड ऑफ, विच मिन्स तुज्या कडेन बरो डेटा ना म्हणून द ML सिस्टम वोंट बी एबल टू जनरलायज वेल ऑन दॅट. एक एग्जाम्पल दिता, आमी बाथरुमाक कोंकणीन मान्नें म्हणटा, करेक्ट? बट इफ यू गिव दीस to that particular system, it would show something like well and all. I'm not criticizing Google as such here, but again I'm trying to stress a fact that see how much important the data is, and there is a high need of developing and building such, we call it like parallel corpuses or monolingual quality corpuses in order to train such kind of system. Then companies like Microsoft and Google could build even more better and like good solutions which can be used by a day-to-day public. आता तुम्ही म्हाका म्हणटले की हे ऍप्लिकेशन खंय यूज आसा. ओके, आय एक्सप्लेन यू विथ एन एग्जाम्पल. पळय, आतां जो म्हयनो चल्ला, नोव्हेंबर डिसेंबर, हो आमच्या गोंयकारां खातीर खूब लायक टुरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन. मेनी टुरिस्ट फ्रॉम UK or Russia come up over here. And asle cases, if having a translation system would be so beneficial, because it would help to seamless communication between vendors, or for that matter tourist operators and taxi drivers, and that way it helps in seamless communication, and also tourists feel safety about having that backup plan with them. So this is very important, what I feel. Next use case could be YouTube videos itself. ना हांव तुमच्या चॅनलाचेर पळयतालो, थोडे दीस पयलीं तुमी खंयचो तरी दिंडीचो व्हिडिओ घातिल्लो, एंड इट वॉज इन कंप्लीट कोंकणी. नाव सी, इफ people staying in some other geographical location wants to understand that, he won't be able to understand that. And what if we had a text, speech to text kind of engine? In that case, as you speak in the video frame, the text would be automatically translated and it would automatically generate the subtitles. And that way it would be so much appealing for people from other nationals, other geographic locations, to see and understand our culture in much more deeper way, to what it is comfortable for them, for example in their specific language. And you see how the deep impact of such technologies are there, like how our Panji city is being selected for conducting smart city project. Similarly, on that lines, what I feel is that AI technologies should be adopted, and we should create, Goa government should create a pilot projects in various departments. This would definitely would be more effective in carrying out day-to-day activities of the various departments. Now let me tell you with some of the examples. Now if you visit any of the government offices, they have like huge stack of physical documents which are placed there. And if you want to get your work done, then it often takes like, some time to go through and find that particular document, and which is, time consuming. But what if we use AI? There are technologies such as transformer based optical character recognition model powered by techniques which are called as donut and things, which can, uh, parse these physical documents and get it into a digitized formats. And once we have a digital copy of it, we can apply a natural language processing specific models on top of that, which would, if suppose it takes a employee to go about for going through 30 documents about an hour to get a relevant information, this could be got down in within minutes by applying such techniques. So if we do this, then the effectiveness of the day-to-day operations of the activities could go down so much, and it would be like, really ideal condition. And this makes a totally sense in country like India, where we have like more than 1.3 billion populations. I also had seen few days back that there are so many Supreme Court cases being there, and it's not been, going forward just because of volume of backlog which is there. And why not we can, automate this stuff and use AI along with the people, infusing working together to get things out very quickly. I'm just not making this statement abstract. In fact, few days back, I read a research paper wherein in USA, they are using such NLP based technique in their legal domain to fasten up the entire process. I think we should take inspiration from that and build something on that lines. The other example I'd like to say is that, in Goa, there is already an infrastructure of CCTVs all around. And we see that there are a lot of crimes or accident things happening around. So why not we infuse AI technology within this CCTV ecosystem infrastructure that we have, and that way in real time we would be able to detect if there are any accidents or if there are any violations of the rules and so forth, so that quick addressing of the problem could be done. I see that Goa should be like an AI hub. It should set an example. Goa should set an example, and that way all these things which we develop should be scaled and automated to different levels within our country, and that would greatly help in overall development of our India. I also noticed that CM few days made a statement saying that there are a lot of schemes and startup funds which have been given out for Goan youth. So Goan youth should come up and take such projects and develop and prototype and show it to the government, and that way they can get good funding and visibility, and they'll be actually helping our nation develop. So if anyone wants to build such a thing like what we have discussed, so government itself gives around a 10 lakh fund, which I just read few days back in the paper, for your startup. So you could use those funds, and there are also a lot of incubation centers all across Goa. Like there is Fire, then there is Mevo, and others, which they should utilize it, and then try and pitch their ideas to the government itself. And it would be really great learning experience as well. Even if you are not getting job, try out doing that. Once you have developed some ideas, you will get real world experience of how to develop such a system. And then if you wish to move to industry, you are very well welcome. You'd be easily absorbed because you have that rich experience of developing system and learning things by yourself, which is, I think, most important.